Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ironworker Gaming Channel, or welcome to the Ironworker Gaming Channel for the very first time. I am Ironworker814, and today we are going to be discussing the Grand Master Nightfalls. This mode is set to launch on April 21st, and on April 9th, in This Week at Bungie, we got a little information about what to expect with these Grand Master Nightfalls. I am not going to throw the text blob from the TWAB, oh that rhymed, up on screen because I think that would be boring, but I will kind of hit the major points and give you my takes on them. So if at any time during this video you feel my opinions are worth your while, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It is a free and easy way to support this channel and help this video reach more people. It is always greatly appreciated. Okay, let me set the stage a little bit for this discussion. First off, I am both excited and apprehensive about this content. Destiny as a whole really is in a rough spot right now. I mean, we're currently in the season of the bounty grind, part 3. The contents have been a little light and the loot's kind of been meh. Then we had Trials of Osiris launch, the game mode that really could have been the big boost that Destiny desperately needed right now, and it launched with some serious problems. Hackers, cheaters, low-card farmers, content issues. I mean, it's not in a good spot right now. On top of that, the Eververse has become the focal point of the game. More items are being added to the Eververse season to season than are actually earnable by playing the content. With all of these issues swirling around in the game right now, it is hard to have faith that Bungie will get Grand Master Nightfalls right on the first try. And even minor issues are going to lead to further community frustration due to the current state of the game. So, let's look at the potential bright spots before we get into my major concerns with this mode. Okay, the first good thing that this game mode is probably going to have going for it is the fact that it is aspirational content. Since Garden of Salvation, there has been no real aspirational content added to Destiny 2. You had the legendary Sundial, legendary Lost Sectors, your Master Nightfalls. These are all pretty easy when on the appropriate power level, and none of them really have enough interesting mechanics or aspects to them to hold a player's interest for long. Anytime you can make content for a game that is truly challenging and interesting at the same time, it is bound to be a good piece of content. The Grand Master Nightfalls should give players a true challenge and should give players a reason to continue their power grind. There are going to be a few potential hiccups with the points I just listed there, but like I said, the bright spots first. We'll get to those later. When playing the Grand Master Nightfalls, your build is going to matter. If Grand Master Nightfalls are as difficult as Bungie is kind of letting on that they're going to be, you are going to need to be coming into this content at your best. You're going to want to have your Guardian maximized as far as stats and cooldowns. You're going to need to pay attention to the seasonal artifact mods. You're going to have to make sure your armor's masterworked. You're probably going to have to dig into some of those never used mods. I'm looking at you, like resistance mods, and think about equipping those. I mean, just anything that can make your Guardian a little bit better is probably going to help in this mode. On top of that, team synergy is going to be a thing. You're going to have to coordinate with your team, maybe assign roles, kind of pair subclasses and supers and abilities with other subclasses, supers, and abilities that work well together. Paying attention to your build and your teammates' build might just make strikes feel like a fun endgame activity if they can do this right. Okay, I gotta cheat a little bit and throw this next issue in the not good but not bad category, somewhere in the middle, and I'm still on the fence about it. It is accessibility. First off, you have to be 1025 to launch this activity. Secondly, contest modifier is on, meaning any power levels you have above 1025 are not going to help you in this content. Grand Master Nightfalls are going to be launching with a power level of 1050, meaning for the duration of the content, you will be 25 power level below the enemies you are fighting. Now there's two ways to look at this. One, you can say, this is endgame content. You know, it was built for the dedicated hardcore players. If you want the rewards, you gotta put in the work, you gotta get your power level up, and you gotta play this content and be successful. And I can totally get behind that point of view. There should be content in the game that is strictly for the hardcore. You know, I mean, 95% of the content you can breeze through. It's accessible to everyone. You gotta give the hardcore dedicated players a place to go where all their hardcore grinding and character building and, you know, stat maximizing can actually be applicable and pay off. But on the other side of the coin, there are gonna be a lot of players, even dedicated invested players, who are going to be frustrated by this level lock. I mean, the last couple seasons have not been very interesting, and a lot of players have probably gotten really sick of grinding bounties and leveling up for nothing. And then all of a sudden you have this piece of pinnacle content waltzing into the game like, hey, you can't play me unless you've done 5,000 bounties in the last 2 weeks. And these players are like, what? Are you serious? Maybe a better way to approach this would be letting the difficulty of the content provide its own innate level lock by just being too difficult for underlevel players to complete, rather than Bungie deciding for the players whether they are good enough to play it or not. And like I said at the beginning of this point, I'm on the fence about it. Both sides have valid points, and I'm not sure which way I'm leaning right now. Okay, now my friends, we are into the bad, and we are going to start with the loot. And I'm sure if you've watched anything or heard anything about Grand Master Nightfalls prior to watching this video, you know the loot is probably going to be a major issue. It would seem the loot is pretty much going to be the same stuff we are getting in the Master Tier Nightfalls. The main draw to this content is supposed to be an earnable title, and if you ask me, that is just not good enough. So as I was reading this into the TWAB, I'm thinking to myself, so I'm going to go in and bang my head against the wall in the hardest content in the game for a better chance at, what, an Ascendant Shard? Or some exotics that I've seen time and time again? Like, really? I'm sorry I'm not interested in your title that shows that I am super good at running hard strikes, you know? I mean, there's nothing new in here, nothing exciting. I mean, for doing the hardest content in the game that only the best people have a chance at finishing, you gotta give me something. Give me some sort of carrot on a stick. I think this would have been a fantastic opportunity to bring back those year one Nightfall specific guns with random rolls. You know, DFA, Silicon Neuroma, Duty Bound, they're all cool guns, and they have all fallen by the wayside because they do not have random rolls. And sadly, this is kind of par for the course for current day Destiny 2. Bungie's last bullet point in their section on Grand Master Nightfalls was that this content should be watchable. Watchable? What in the hell is that supposed to mean? Bungie is building content now for watchability? How about making content that is fun, engaging, interesting, rewarding, but watchable? Seriously? And listen, on the weekends, I shave up a little bit, turn the webcam on, and pretend to be a Destiny streamer. And even I can see the absurdity in this bullet point. Watchable content. Give me a break. Well, hey, you have made it to the end of the video. That's awesome. Maybe Bungie will surprise us all and the Grand Master Nightfalls will be as awesome as you are. But given the track the game is on right now, holding your breath on that might be a death sentence. But every now and again, Bungie really pulls one out and surprises us all. Will this be one of those times? It's not looking good, but we'll see on April 21st. And since you've made it this far, how about hitting that like and subscribe button? It is free, it is easy, and is a great way to support my channel. If you want to get a hold of me, I am Ironworker814 on Twitter, but the best way to contact me is down in the comments. I haven't missed one yet, and I even respond to bots sometimes, because machines need love too. You can catch me live streaming on Twitch if you so choose. I am Ironworker814 over there. If you want, you can head over to Twitch right now, hit the follow button, and you will get notified when I am live. With all that being said, I would like to thank you for spending a piece of your day with me. You guys are awesome, and I will catch you on the next one.